Hello students, I am your educator Ashok. Today I have come with a new topic which is very important. Name of the topic is AIDS. This is in the syllabus of class 12 biology along with NEET. This is also required, we ought to know, because this is a very dangerous disease. So if we know it, we can save ourselves from this fatal disease. Talking about AIDS, we ought to know about the statistics, In the whole world, around 38.4 million people are living with this HIV. This is our statistics of 2021. Every year, around 1.5 million new cases are being added. And if we talk about the deaths, 40.1 million total deaths have occurred due to this very disease. This is it's not a confirmed report because many cases go unreported. So if you go by that, the cases can be much higher than this one. Okay, coming back to disease, when we talk about AIDS, it's caused by a virus which is known as HIV virus, human immunovirus, which is a retrovirus. We'll talk in detail about this virus later on. First, we ought to know that AIDS stands for acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. यदि हम ध्यान दें, इसके नाम में ही बीमारी के बारे में पूरा डिटेल निहित है. ओके, व्हाट्स द मीनिंग ऑफ एक्वायर्ड? एक्वायर्ड का मतलब होता है उपार्जित. दैट मीन्स दिस डिजीज इज नॉट इनहेरिटेड. It's not, we can't get from this disease from one generation to another. It is inherited in our lifetime. It's neither congenital or inherited disease. When we talk about immune system, we are aware of that our body have soldiers in the form of WBC, हेल्पर टी सेल्स एंड मैक्रोफेजेस. ये हमारे शरीर के सैनिक हैं जो हमको बीमारी से बचाते हैं, इन्फेक्शन से बचाते हैं. वी नो, वी रेड अबाउट दिस आल्सो, लाइक द रिएक्शंस व्हिच आर नोन एन एंटीजन एंटीबॉडी रिएक्शंस. डेफिशिएंसी मीन्स कमी. अपन ने पढ़ा है कि डेफिशिएंसी डिजीज भी होती है. विटामिन ए की कमी से क्या बीमारी, बी की कमी से क्या बीमारी. डेफिशिएंसी हियर मीन्स वीकनेस. A syndrome, when I talk about syndrome means group of symptoms. So, when you get to know about full form, में समझ पाते हैं कि कैसी बीमारी है जो अपन अपने लाइफ टाइम में ही आती है और ये एक पीढ़ी से दूसरी पीढ़ी में नहीं जाती. Talking about when we got to know about this disease, so first of all, to unconfirmed cases, it was reported around 1920. 1920, it was reported in African country Congo. Congo में पहला केस रिपोर्ट हुआ था 1920 में. But this is unconfirmed cases. We can't be sure about this one. But the first case was reported in 1981 in America. जो पहला केस आया था 1981 में अमेरिका में आया था, and it was detected in ghee. So there was myth that this disease called AIDS is always found only in homosexuals and that too in males. But this myth was broken in 1983. And in 1983 we found that this disease can occur in both male, in female, in homosexuals or heterosexuals. It can spread through vaginal or anal sex also. This was about the history of this disease AIDS. Now we'll talk about the mode of infection of this disease. Now the common mode of infection includes unsafe sex. When I talk about unsafe sex means, suppose there are two partners, so one of them is suffering from this very disease AIDS, the other part will also get this disease. That's why this is known as unsafe sex, or this is quite common who have multiple partners or who are drug addicts. ड्रग जो एडिक्ट्स होते हैं दे डोंट केयर अबाउट कि क्या हो रहा है क्या नहीं हो रहा है, तो उनके अंदर काफ़ी कॉमन हो जाता है. एंड देन द अदर कैन बी इन्फेक्टेड नीडल्स. यू नो, इस बीमारी के आने से पहले क्या होता था कि जो डॉक्टर्स हैं एक ही इंजेक्शन को स्टरलाइज करके अलग अलग मरीजों को लगा दिया करते थे. लेकिन जब when AIDS was detected, this practice of using the same needle to different patients was stopped because this disease is being infected from or transmitted from infected needles. And the same out of blood also. Suppose a infected HIV, HIV blood is transfused to any healthy patient, he will also suffer from this very disease. And it's also common in a mother. Suppose a mother who is suffering from AIDS and she conceives, there are lots of chances that the fetus can also be affected by HIV. So this is the mode of infections. Now, when I talk about infected needles, those who are drug addicts, they don't care about, ध्यान ही नहीं देते हैं कि भाई इंजेक्शन क्या है. एक ही नीडल से एक व्यक्ति लगाता है, उसी से दूसरा लगा लेता है, तीसरा लगा लेता है. उसमें यदि किसी एक को भी इन्फेक्शन होता है तो सब में फैलने का खतरा बना रहता है. राइट नाउ आई टेल यू वन थिंग मोर. देयर आर लॉट्स ऑफ misconceptions that this disease can spread from this way, that way. It should be clear out, that this disease can never spread through saliva. Saliva, because, if we talk about saliva, this is the pH of our saliva is around 6.8. It's slightly acidic. So, the chances of spreading the disease, HIV disease, from saliva is very rare or equivalent to nil. It also never spreads to sweat, पसीने से भी नहीं फैलता, neither from tears. There are lots of people think कि मच्छर से काटने से भी हो सकता है, because मच्छर ने काटा आपके खून से, उससे दूसरे में गया. नहीं, ऐसा नहीं होता, because it cannot spread through that way. तो insect biting, especially mosquito, it can't spread through. Okay, I mean using toilet seats, telephone, sharing of towels, food, etc. So हमको जो लोग हैं जो इन्फेक्ट हो गए एड्स के द्वारा, उनसे हमें काफ़ी अच्छा बर्ताव करना चाहिए. इन सब चीज़ों से कभी भी एड्स नहीं फैलता है, सलाइवा, स्वेट, टीयर्स और मॉस्किटोस. तो हम पढ़े लिखे लोगों को समझाना चाहिए कि इन चीज़ों से भी ये बीमारी फैलती नहीं. देन वी टॉकिंग अबाउट प्रिवेंशन, because we know there is no cure. Till date, there is no total cure of this disease known as AIDS. AIDS का टोटल क्योर तो है ही नहीं. तो इसका क्या तरीका है? इसका तरीका ये है कि इसका बचाव करें. आपने देखा होगा टीवी में एड्स का जो प्रचार भी आता है और ट्रीटमेंट साथ में उसमें लिखा आता है, एड्स का बचाव ही इलाज है. क्यों? क्योंकि अभी तक इसका इलाज पाया नहीं जा सका है. तो प्रिवेंशन में when we talk about the methods of prevention, we can say कि the most common method can be that what can we do that we can prevent this disease from spreading by not using infected needles. If you are going for sex with unknown person, जिससे आप जानते नहीं, जाने ही नहीं चाहिए, we should not go for sex with multiple partners. And even if you go with for the same, you should use what should we do? We should use condoms. So if we are using the condoms, what happen that this disease will not spread in the other person, because that will act as a barrier. और किसका काम करेगा? बैरियर का काम करने वाला है. इस वजह से वो क्या होगा? तो दूसरे वाले में फैलने का नहीं होगा. राइट. सो दिस इज द वे. नाउ टॉकिंग अबाउट द टेस्ट, व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट टेस्ट, देयर आर मेजर टू टेस्ट which can be done is ELISA test. Okay. Now this ELISA test is a non-confirmatory test. It's a non जो एलाइजा टेस्ट है वो कैसा टेस्ट है, वो एक नॉन कंफर्मेटरी टेस्ट है। मीन्स इसको द्वारा अपन ये पता नहीं लगा सकते कि 100% इसको एड्स है या एड्स नहीं है। दिस इज वाई दिस इज नोन एज नॉन कंफर्मेटरी टेस्ट। विच वन? एलाइजा टेस्ट. Now other test which is confirmatory test is known as, what we call it? That is known as Western blot. This one is non-confirmatory. The Western blot is the confirmatory test. So talking about tests, there are two tests. One is confirmatory test, other one is non-confirmatory test. The confirmatory name of the confirmatory test is Western blot. The name of the unconfirmatory test is ilaz. And talking about, I will talk in detail about these two tests in another lecture. But right now we ought to know ilaz stands for ELIS. Okay, E stands for enzyme linked immunosorbent assay. So the full form of ELISA is enzyme linked immunosorbent assay. This has been asked in board exams many times, so we ought to remember the full form of ELISA. So, and lastly, I'll request all the youngsters, हम सबको youngsters को especially, because this disease is more prevalent in teenagers or school and college going children. So because life is very precious, जीवन बहुत अमूल्य है, so should not waste our life and we should take care, since we can, if we take care, we can't in fact get infected with this disease. So as has been rightly said, Bachav ilaz. So I am sure you like the lecture on AIDS, and if you like it, please do subscribe to my channel, like and share. Thank you so much.